every day for the past week, I have been wearing Hero by Pedro, whether that be in the morning, in the afternoon, after lunch. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over the presentation and how I enjoyed, or if I did enjoy, the scent itself, which is the second release from the house that is Pedro, which is owned by Alpha M. Have his channel right here. If you guys don't know who he is primarily a men's grooming YouTube channel, but he has put out 2 fragrances so far, this being second. First was Rebel, which was inspired by Creed Aventus. This is Hero, which is inspired by Acqua di Gio. But I have been wearing this every day now for about a week, whether it be in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening. And I kind of want to bring you guys how this fragrance kind of transitioned on my skin and if I enjoyed the scent. But on that note, let's get into it. So, Hero by Pedro. First, what I'll do is I'll go over the presentation with you guys. Before we get into that, let's go ahead and put a couple on my hand here just to refresh my memory. And let's get into the box here. And here we have the Hero box here. You see the Hero here, Pedro there. This is a 1.7 fluid ounce, 50 ml EDP. And on the back here, you'll see Pedro's description of the fragrance. They just describe it as a crisp, cool, classic scent. You'll see that I had a little issue getting into the box. But if you guys want to pause the screen here to read this, it's a pretty interesting story behind the fragrance. But now there's nothing on the top here, there's nothing on the sides, right there, or even on the bottom. And to the bottle itself. And here we have the bottle here. You have your mule, you have your Hero here, Pedro down here, all the way around, nothing on the back here. It's a very standard looking bottle here with a nice silver cap. And just so you guys can see the distribution on this thing, it is decent. So Pedro describes this as a crisp, cool, and clean scent, which you would expect that it being inspired by Acqua di Gio, but there are a ton of things that make it just a bit different. Like when I think of Acqua di Gio cologne, I think of something like, I think of Perriel's Red. Now this is much different than Hero is. Hero to me is honestly a bit more like Acqua di Gio Profumo than it is like Acqua di Gio Original. The opening, you get that orange, you get the bergamot, you get the lemon there. It's a very fresh, very refreshing opening. So in the first hour to like 3 hours of wearing this, you're gonna get that very similar DNA that is similar to Acqua di Gio, that DNA. This is gonna be where you're gonna have that strong, clean sillage. It will also be where you get the majority of your compliments from this fragrance. So with the EDP concentration, you get that awesome sillage, that awesome clean sillage, and something that is very similar to Acqua di Gio and leaning towards Acqua di Gio Profumo more so than the original Acqua di Gio, in my opinion. Acqua di Gio was a bit more tame to me than this is. This is a bit more like Acqua di Gio Profumo, which is going to be more of an in-your-face kind of scent. And like I said, hour 1 through 3 is going to be where the compliments kind of just roll in because, like I said, it projects well, it smells really nice, and it's just a bit different than the original DNA from Acqua di Gio, in my opinion. Now, hour 3 to 4 is where this fragrance really gets more crisp. The opening has a bit more oomph to it, but hour 3 and hour 4 are going to be where this fragrance really starts to shine. Hour 3 and hour 4 is where I really start to enjoy the scent, more so than in the opening. And I'm a big fan of Profumo and Acqua di Gio in general, but the dry down of this fragrance is where it starts to shine. The projection at this point is similar to the beginning dry down of something like Bleu de Chanel Parfum. But the scent is pretty similar to, it has a similarities to Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Intense in terms of the punch that's there. Now it doesn't project out like Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Intense does in hour 3 and 4, but just the scent is similar to it, if that makes sense. Even in hour 3 and 4, you're gonna have a nice little scent bubble that's around you. Because nowhere in the time of wearing this fragrance is it really sitting super close to the skin. I mean, you guys can see this on my skin here from where I sprayed earlier. The oil is pretty dense here, guys, like it lasts. That I wouldn't normally say that don't spray this on your clothes, but this is something that it's clear liquid, so I wouldn't really say you can't. But you can see where I just sprayed, I got a little bit on my shirt, so be careful spraying this on your shirt. Now, hour 4 to 6 of wearing this, it's gonna sit pretty close to the skin. Now, it's said that in the mid, there's notes like pineapple, there's notes like melon. Primarily what I get in the dry down is gonna be your woody notes, it's gonna be your patchouli, it's gonna be some melon that's there, but not, like I don't get much pineapple at all. Like, where my mind goes when I think of pineapple, I think of Creed Aventus. It's nothing like that, so don't go into it thinking that it's anything like that. They have Rebel if you're looking for a Creed Aventus style fragrance. But I'll put the notes up here in case you guys are actually curious about what the notes are. And the dry down is really nice. You have your ozonic, kind of like marine style notes with your mossiness, your musk. It's real nice. It does sit pretty close to the skin, but all these bolder style scents, they still project out just a little bit. Now, in terms of giving this fragrance a rating, this fragrance does what it's trying to do really well. Like, you have your fresh fragrance, you have something that performs really well and lasts a good bit amount of time. This lasts longer on my skin than Rebel did. And honestly, I enjoy the scent more of this than I did that. And I think right now it's like $50. So I mean, like, if you're looking for a very well-performing fragrance, something that's gonna smell really good, something that's better than some of the other new releases that are out right now. If you're torn between getting Hero and, say, the new Coach Blue, there's no competition here, guys. This is much better, much better fragrance. But guys, to end it, I did have to say that this fragrance was shipped to me for review, but that has nothing to do with my opinions on this scent. You guys know that I'm a big fan of blue fragrances, a big fan of the marine, Aqua de Joe especially. I'm a big fan of that fragrance. And like I said, this is different than that, and it's what it's trying to do really well. Again, for a pretty affordable cost. I think it's like $49 right now. But they were kind enough to send me a discount code, which I will have linked down into the description here. But guys, like I said, if you're looking for a fragrance that's gonna last you about 6 hours on your skin, maybe even a little longer, this honestly lasts me 6+ hours until I wash it off. Really, it wasn't really protecting out like a beast, but it was still on my skin for a long time. And this is gonna be on my skin right here for a while as well. I mean, I've been filming here now for about 20 minutes, and you guys can see this here. But guys, like I always say, keep it gent and love your scent, and I'll see you all next time.